Listen, as a person of faith and spirituality, not only is it okay for you to turn your back and walk away from toxic relationships with narcissistic people, but if you want to further your understanding of your faith and deepen your spirituality, then you must walk away from toxic relationships. No questions asked. My name is Kevin, and this is The Royal We. Before we talk about being a person of faith and of spirituality and walking away from toxic relationships, I want to let you know that I am here for your support. Down in the description box, you'll find access to my calendar where you can schedule some one-on-one time with me. I look forward to talking with you and helping you through these difficult processes. Now, we're talking about being a person of faith, of spirituality, and turning your back on toxic relationships, families, friends, coworkers, spouses, exes. Now, when the question is it okay for a person of faith and spirituality to walk away from a toxic relationship and narcissistic abuse? The answer is obviously, well, yes, of course it's okay. And on the surface, we know that. We know about the Bible and what it says in 2 Timothy, which reads like a list about toxic, narcissistic character traits, does it not? When you read 2 Timothy, it's like, oh, yeah, that's definitely them. Yes, that's the narcissist I know. Ooh, I didn't know about that one, but yes, that sounds right. And then at the very end of this list in 2 Timothy, it says this: have nothing to do with these people. Nothing. So we get that. And then there's other places in the Bible where Jesus says when you enter into a home, if the toxicity stinks to high heaven and they're not listening to you, then leave that home and shake the dirt off your feet when you leave. So we know all this. Yet, for some reason, it's not that simple. When we're tangled up in a toxic relationship and we finally get the courage to leave, it's easy to feel like a failure. Like you didn't live up to your own expectations of your own faith and your spirituality. And as a result, you not only leave the toxic situation, but you also leave your faith. You turn your back on your faith. How many of you have been there? This message is an encouragement to you. Listen, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater, so to speak. What does that even mean? The baby represents what's precious to you, your faith, your morals, your values, everything that's good. The bathwater represents the toxic shit that you invested your faith into, left it sitting there far too long, started shriveling up, turning into a prune, right? You don't have to throw it all out. Take the baby, take what's precious, take your faith, and just get rid of the toxicity. That's what we're going to do. Now, I always get a kick out of listening to people and their comments saying, well, Jesus never ran from toxic people. He confronted the narcissist. He rebuked the toxic people, and that's what we got to do. We got to rebuke them to change them and this and that, yada, yada. Yeah, how's that working out for you, by the way? Who here has rebuked a narcissist and got anywhere with that? No, you'll get nowhere. And neither did Jesus. Now, for people who actually know the scriptures will know that Jesus spent his life on the run. Didn't Jesus say the Son of Man doesn't have a place to rest his head? He didn't have one stable spot. Why? Because he was a wanted individual. That's why. By the time Jesus gave himself over willfully and stopped running, he was crucified by the narcissistic world that wanted to crucify him. The same narcissistic world that wants to crucify you and crucify me. And this is what we need to understand about this toxic narcissistic world that we live in. Now, when it comes to understanding the mindset of narcissism and toxicity, this is where we're going to get into why it's so important that you turn your back and walk away. Now, the mindset of a narcissist in a toxic relationship is that of creating a slave out of you. This is what the love bombing is all about. It's not about love. Narcissistic people don't shower you with compliments and gifts and sex and love and trips and this because they love you. No. They're trying to create a bondservant with you. They want you to be a bondservant. They want you to be their prisoner. It's conditional. It's the classic temptation story of the devil with Jesus. The devil takes Jesus to an exceedingly high place and says, do you see all of the kingdoms down before you? Do you see all that glorious stuff? Everything the fleshly human heart desires? The devil said to Jesus, I will give that all to you. If you, what? Everybody say it together. If you bow down and worship me. You see, this is the mindset of narcissistic people. The love bombing, the showering you with gifts, the razzle dazzle. It's conditional, but they withhold the condition for you at first, from you. They withhold it from you at first. They don't tell you that. They keep that a secret. But by the time it's too late, they're saying, no, you owe me. And I'm going to punish you. Because I gave you everything your heart desires. Now you're my servant. Now you bow down and worship me. It's the mindset of narcissism. And I think it's important that we understand this. Because if you look at it this way, that the narcissist was trying to create in you a bondservant. They wanted you to be their servant. Wanted you to be their slave, their prisoner. They wanted to be worshiped by you. When you realize this, then you'll know that the Bible says this. Any faith, any spirituality will say this. You can't serve two masters. Many of you have experienced this. A narcissistic person will actually put you in that place. You're either going to be with your God or with me. They want to be your God. So the reason that you need to turn your back and walk away from toxic relationships ultimately comes down to you making a choice, like Jesus did, saying, thou shalt worship nobody but the Lord thy God. Get out of here. I don't need your flashy stuff. I don't need the fleshly, worldly desires that you think I want. Get out of here. This is why you turn your back and you walk away from toxic relationships. It's either that or you become their bondservant. Don't be their bondservant. Choose life. God says, I set before you life and death, blessings and curses. You know where the curses are. It's with the narcissist. God says in Deuteronomy, choose life so that you and your descendants can live. Get out of that toxicity. Turn your back on it. Hold on to your faith because God's not done with you yet. He just needs to get you out of that toxic relationship. Listen, I want to be a part of your healing journey. Down below in the description box, you'll find access to my calendar where you can schedule some one-on-one time with me. We could have a FaceTime call, WhatsApp call, telephone call, text message consultation. It's up to you. It's all in the description box, so head on down there. Monday night is live chat where you can join us live at Join the Royal We. The link is in the description. You can call me for free. It is a part of a live show. And then Saturday morning is Royal We Fellowship, an in-depth Bible study as it pertains to this world of narcissism. Find all that and more down below in the description box, and I'll be back with more videos for you right here on the Royal We.